this video, I'm going to be using a 6.5, some measuring tape, some stitch markers, obviously some scissors, and I'm going to be using the color Buff by Red Heart Yarn. You don't need a lot. I just happen to have a jumbo, but you can definitely buy like the smaller ones and it'll be more than enough. We're going to start off by measurements, and we're only going to do 2 measurements. We're going to do the circumference of our arm and also our bust. There's 2 ways you can get your bust. You can physically measure, you know, over your boob, under your armpit, or just like the number that's in your bra size. Whatever that number is, divide that by 2. For me, it's 32, so I'm going to start with a chain length of 16. And my circumference of my arm is 14 inches, so I'm going to make it so that when I lay it flat it's 14. Like I just said, I'm going to make a chain length of 16 because that's half of my bust. So I'm going to make a slip knot, and then I'm going to start chaining. I don't really like to count, so I do everything by measurement. But if you're one of those people that do everything by counting, when I finish making this chain length, I'll let you know how many chains I did. I ended up making a chain of 48, which is perfect because it measures 16 inches, which is half of my bust. I'm going to place a stitch marker on this first stitch, and this is where we're going to place our chain 4. So now I'm going to make a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is going to count as our first double crochet and also the top of the gap. You can make your gaps wider by adding more chains, and you can also do less rows by using bigger hook sizes. The smaller you use, the more you have to do. So I'm going to make a double crochet. I'm going to yarn over, go inside this chain space, grab the yarn, yarn over, pull once, and then pull again, and now the double crochet is closed. I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and whatever chain amount I do, I skip that amount. I'm going to count 4. 1, which is our double crochet, our 2 chain space, and also where we're going to land. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, go inside the chain space, grab the yarn, pull through once, pull through twice, and now we have our first 2 gaps, and we're going to continue this until we finish our first row. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pull once and then pull twice. I just finished my first mesh row, and I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, and 3 because I already had 1, and then I'm going to flip my work and make a double crochet where I already had the double crochet. This second row and the rows on forward is going to be a lot easier because we already know where the double crochets are going to land. I'm going to continue this until I have 8 rows. That's about 7 inches, which is perfect for my size. You might have to do more or less depending on your measurements. But then when I'm back, I'm going to do the neck part. So I did 8 rows of mesh, and it measures to 7 inches, which is exactly what I need. For the neck row, it's going to be a little bit different, but then we're going to return to the same pattern. So I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make 1 double crochet, 1 and 2, a second double crochet, and then 1 and 2, and a third double crochet. I'm going to make this part to be my neck hole. These 3 gaps are going to be holding it, and we're going to make a chain length of however many stitches we have over here. So if, let's say for example, we have 20 stitches here, it's going to be 20 in the top, and then we're going to go back to the 3 gaps and then continue 8 mesh rows like we were doing in the beginning. I just chained 30, which is the amount of stitches I have down here, so I'm going to make a half double crochet on the 4th double crochet at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make a double crochet, then I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and again we're going to continue the pattern like we were before to be really similar to the first mesh row. And if you count it correctly, every gap should line up with the one underneath. After I finish this row, I'm going to come back and show you guys how to do the sleeves. So I just finished my 8 rows. There should be 17 rows total because 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 17 for the neck row. Now we're going to fold it in half, and I'm going to slip stitch in the first chain from the first row. And now we're going to start our sleeve. So again, we're going to do chain 4 whenever we start. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Double crochet and the double crochet, pull 1, pull twice, 1, 2, and you keep doing this pattern like we were. I'm almost at the end of the first row, so 1, 2, double crochet on top of the double crochet, and then 1, 2 again, and you're going to put it on the third stitch, and again repeat the chain 4 and continue this pattern. I just finished up my sleeve. I ended up doing 25 rows, and now I'm going to do the other side. This side's gonna be a little bit different since it's not connected anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a knot, and I'm going to tie it like 1 or 2 times. 1, 2, and 3 just to be safe. And then we're going to chain 1. We're going to grab it and chain 1. And then 2, 3, and 4. And continue exactly what we did previously. That's pretty much it for this video. There's nothing much else to do besides finishing the other sleeve, and once I'm done, I'm gonna show you guys how I tie in and get rid of the loose ends. I just finished my 25 rows on the other side and cut it off. I'm going to show you what I do to get rid of the ends. I'm going to loop it through 2 chain holes. It doesn't really matter which one, whichever, I just picked whichever was closest. And then you're going to split the yarn so that you have 2 and 2. You're going to take one side and loop it underneath, and then leave the other one above. And then just do a couple knots, probably like 3 or 4. And you just cut it off. And it's secure and discreet. And now we're all done. This is the final result of a previous one I did. I absolutely love this one. I used to color latex stripes. I used to same hooks, same everything. And I love how it turned out. And I hope you guys love the way yours turned out as well. And thank you guys for watching.